Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so let's talk silver. But first, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hopefully, you are spending this time with friends and family, a beautiful way to end the year. In Ohio, it's -4 degrees and blizzarding, but that's not going to stop us, and we're going to keep pushing. I also did want to shout out John Optics, my cinematographer, for putting together that beautiful intro. I mean, he's made so many of my graphics over the last several years. He's the one that's made all the different intros I've been having, and he definitely put the look that my channel has now, and I don't know what I would do without him. My channel definitely wouldn't look the way it does. So I appreciate you, John, so much. Everyone shout out John Optics. And I have a new microphone, so if you think the quality is good, please let me know. Sometimes adjusting the levels is kind of hard. Are the levels too low, too high? Let me know what it sounds like. So I appreciate everyone. We have a great video that I put together for you guys and gals. We're going over the Bank of Japan, which had a surprise up their sleeve, and how this does have implications for silver tied in. We also have an outlook for 2023. Will strong demand outlook lead to a rally in silver? So we have some good stuff today, folks. I'm really excited. If you like the video, then please like the video. Also, make sure you subscribe because I post daily videos, and we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So with that said, let's talk silver. Bank of Japan had a surprise up their sleeve. Is the era of ultra-dovish monetary policy in Japan ending? Well, maybe, but the Bank of Japan remains cautious as it tightens without tightening. The Bank of Japan surprised the markets on a hawkish side. No, it didn't raise interest rates. Instead, it decided to review its yield curve control policy and widened the trading band for the 10th year yield on the Japanese treasuries. To be more specific, the BOJ expanded the 25 basis point band around 0% target into the 50 basis points. See, here's the thing. It means that the market's long-term yields are allowed to move 50 basis points on either side of the target now. And as a result, the 10-year yields on Japan's government bonds jumped from the previous cap of 0.25% to 0.46%. So government Kuroda said that the change was introduced to improve bond market functioning, and it's not an interest rate hike, but the net effect is the increase in interest rates, just as the BOJ would like them. But nevertheless, officially the BOJ remains very dovish. However, the shift could signal slow unwind the yield curve and control the ultra-low interest rates. It's a very slick move to some extent. Then we have the yen surge and the dollar decline. So in reaction to the Bank of Japan's surprising shift, the yen strengthened against its major peers by over 3%. So as American-Japanese yield differentials improved modestly, the yen surged to a 4-month peak against the dollar. So the Japanese yen declined from above 137 to about 131. Euro and sterling also slid significantly against the yen. The U.S. stock market declined initially after the news from Japan, but managed to rebound later. The price of gold jumped again above $1,800. And silver is going to follow suit. Let's actually look at what silver's price is right now. $23.97. Look at like the 1 month chart, 1 week chart, 6 month. I mean, it's definitely we saw it down $17.83. That easily could have slid down to $14.15, but now we're above, or we're basically at $24. I mean, so if anyone's saying that silver isn't doing much, you're looking too much into the day-to-day price instead of kind of stepping back, especially when you realize that the average price of silver for the last 10 years has been $15. $15 has been the average price for the last 10 years. So anyways, here's some of the implications for silver. This is how it ties in. So what do the BOJ's last decisions imply for the silver market? Well, a stronger yen is fundamentally positive for the precious metals. There's a positive correlation between yen and gold, and thus also between yen and silver. Because remember, the yen and the dollar is polar opposites. And since the dollar index pushes silver lower, that means the yen, since it's negative correlation for the dollar index, would help silver and gold. It makes sense that when the yen strengthens, US dollar weakens, which supports the precious metals market. That's exactly what I just said. Indeed, the price of silver increased after the BOJ's surprising tweak, as the chart shows below. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Compared to other major central banks, the Bank of Japan remained very dovish, although inflation reached 3.7% in October. The recent change could signal the central bank's dissatisfaction with recent depreciation of the yen or the upcoming normalization of monetary policy in Japan. Either way, it should fundamentally support the yen and precious metals against the dollar. So if you, okay, there we go. So that's basically what's happening. I'm sure that has a large part to do with what silver's doing right now, but also remember that there's lots of other things affecting the price as well. On a day-to-day basis, new things come up and fade. And like I was saying last week or even last month, a wrench could get thrown in, changes everything. Nobody saw the Bank of Japan doing this until it happened, and then the price does something even more so to help, push towards that $24 level, where some people were speculating it could drop, especially since silver's bullish or bearish during the holiday season. So once again, next week something's going to happen. Next month, several things will be happening. Next year, there will be so much that we don't know yet, the unknown variables that will affect the price either negatively or positively. And a lot of people don't think about that. They just look at what's happening and just apply what's happening forwards as if nothing else is going to happen. So their forecasts and predictions are way off. So here is the outlook for 2023. A strong demand outlook lead to a rally in silver, question mark. So silver witnessed a roller coaster ride in 2022 thanks to increased volatility in the bullion market and industrial metals, but managed to deliver around 15% of returns to investors. And the metal faced bouts of profit taking, but geopolitical tensions kept its demand intact. Silver, other than being a precious metal, has more usage in the industrial sector, and thus industrial demand also guides this movement. Furthermore, gold also holds influence over silver prices. So let's break this down real quick. They're saying that more usage in the industrial sectors would push silver higher, right? Industrial demand guides its movement. And since we know industrial demand is going to be booming over the next 10 years and so on, what does that tell us? If demand rising directly influences the price, and we know demand is going to be rising, then what is the price going to be doing? Rising. There's a direct correlation between silver demand and the price. Look backwards. It's almost identical. And as solar panels rose 15% this year, as every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be an EV. Solar panels flooding, 5G towers, silver lithium-ion batteries, so on and so forth. How couldn't that push silver up? Anyone who thinks silver's bearish, looking at that principle alone, I don't know how you could say that. 1 + 1 = 2, not 3. You could try to make it sound like it should equal 3, but if you're looking at demand rising, especially with the supply deficit, it's a no-brainer. So anyways, Rahul said in the mid-2022, we saw significant fall in silver prices because of the low industrial demand due to a global slowdown and a drastic jump in the dollar index as well as bond yield. He said it right there, right? Silver prices fall because industrial demand slowed down. So as silver has its own return characteristics and is attractive commodity in the present market conditions, it's not just that. There's other reasons, like other people talk about more of the micro. I talk about more of the supply deficit, the shortage, but there's other reasons beyond just that as well. As the dollar is depreciating in purchasing power, you put your money in something that holds its value. It's real money. It's a hedge against inflation, but there's also a shortening supply of it, which is also very bullish for the metal. So NS Ramsway, we'll just say that, the head of commodities of Ventura Security, said the gold to silver ratio is currently 78 to 1, and we could expect the regression to mean around levels of 60, which is extremely bullish for silver. He added that cool off in inflation numbers and peaking of the dollar supported silver, but the hawkish commentary from the US Fed and aggressive rate hikes in 2022 kept gains in check. So even as industrial metal, silver has its utility in multiple areas, including green technology, suggesting scope for upside in the metal. I mean, this is stuff I've been talking about for years now, but it seems like nowadays everyone's finally talking about it, right? It's crazy to think. I was talking about this stuff for years and years, and now every day a new article says, yeah, silver is so bullish because the demand, moving forwards, demand in EVs is going to be blown away, blown out the water. Everyone's finally catching on board. It's like everyone just started finding my videos all of a second and starts posting articles about it. And I'm not being serious, but that's how it seems. It's like people finally get it. You and I got it. If you watch my channel for the last 2-3 years, you've gotten it. But now everyone else is, which is going to bring even more money into silver as new investors come in, right? The investing I mean, we're not just talking about industrial, also the investment sector as well. Everyone wants a slice of this silver pie, but there's just not much pie left to go around. So the supply side of silver looks to be diminishing. I mean, boom, there we go. Its inventory is at 2-year lows globally, while output from mines has also been dropping continuously, making silver attractive for the medium term. Market participants continue to remain positive on silver, both as bullion and industrial metals. They expect it to scale to new highs in 2023. That could be very big. I mean, if you're talking about new highs, that's 50 plus. And if it breaks past 50, we're looking at 100 easily, because that's extreme resistance that it broke through. It's extreme overbought territory, which would push it up very, very, very fast, and then it would crash. I mean, it would recover, but I'm sure if it broke past $50, we would see everyone flooding to it, and it would probably jump to 70 or 80 very soon. And then it would correct back down. Since it is overbought territory, a correction is the correct thing to do. It's actually healthy. And then a lot of people would probably sell, right? They'll buy it at 70, 80, then it corrects back down a little bit. It just kind of dips, which that's what it always does. And then people sell when it jumps back down to 60, right? They buy high, sell low. It's funny how that works. But, regardless, a lot of people are very bullish on silver right now. And as you can see, other analysts suggest that silver might lose some ground in the near term, but any fall can be taken as a buying opportunity. And that's what I'm saying. 2023 is looking brighter. We are very optimistic that silver would deliver a significant return to its investors. We're expecting, or we're not going to go into the other levels and stuff. So anyways, yeah, I thought this was a great video. I thought these were great articles. How we led into what's kind of happening to the price right now, but then we jumped into the meat and potatoes of this stuff, the stuff that I try to talk about on my channel. So yeah, if you liked the video, then please like the video. Let me know what you think about the mic quality. Is it too low? Is it too high? I can't tell. I don't know why. I guess probably because I'm so used to my voice, and I have to check on different devices when I export it down. How does it sound on a cell phone compared to a computer? Yada yada. So let me know, please. Let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. The link to these 2 articles will be in the description. If you wanted to buy some of that shiny metal, then click the link in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. The best precious metals dealer in the United States. I could say the world, but they mainly ship to the United States. They might do Canada or something. Just send an email to them. Andy Scheckman will help you out. He's the CEO. You probably saw him on my channel or Wall Street Silver, or he was on Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad radio show, as was I, like the week after. But yeah, great company. They always have the best prices. They will hook you up. Building a business relationship with them can take you a lot farther than buying from some random website, since Andy would get to know you. And it's pretty cool since he's one of the top dogs and he has connections where no one else does. He's also one of the only few authorized dealers that still purchases through the U.S. Mint, as the U.S. Mint banned everyone from buying silver from them. The U.S. Mint doesn't sell to the public anymore. It only sells to a few dealers, and everyone else has to buy from second party and all this, and the silver, the eagles and stuff that's already been floating around. So Andy's one of the main suppliers. So that, you see what I'm saying? This company is very, very good at what they do. Never had a negative complaint. They made mistakes, but they always make it right. That's the thing. Yeah, Andy even says, yeah, I make mistakes all the time, but I make it right. And that's why they've never had a negative review or complaint, because if something happens, let them know and they will fix it. I can promise you that. Andy's a great guy, nice guy I ever met. He's changed my life, literally. And yeah, so anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.